Hey, welcome back to Dusty Blue Cottage. Today I am using my XTool in the RA2 Rotary Attachment to engrave some tumblers. And I thought it'd be a great time to go ahead and turn on the camera and walk you through the process I use to ensure that my designs are placed perfectly every time. Now, if you have not set up your rotary attachment yet, it's not real difficult. There is only one connection, that's this one right here, and I'll show you where it plugs into your machine. And just a quick note here of how my machine is already set up. I have gone ahead and put all of the 8 riser legs underneath the machine, 2 in each corner. You will need that when you use the rotary attachment. So for these first tumblers, I'm going to show you how I do the setup using the rotary attachment chuck end. You'll be placing your rotary attachment down in the machine like this, making sure that there is enough room between the chuck end and the sides of your machine for your tumbler to sit. Now in this corner of the machine where you have the start button, you're going to look at the inside of the machine, right down here where this white connection is, and you're going to pull it out. And take your connection from the rotary attachment and plug it in right to that connection. And it just snaps into place. Hard doing that one-handed, but that's where you will put the one connection for the rotary. Then I always grab a couple of these tiles that I have laying around and put them on the back of this weight plate. That way I know the rotary will hold the weight of my cup and it won't tip while it's running. It's time to hop into XTool Creative Space and set the design up on the computer. I already have my image set and ready to go, so I just need to come up here and click Image and pull it from where I'm grabbing it. Right now I am making a tumbler for Linda. And we have our design on the screen. There are a couple things that you will need to do when you're using the chuck attachment on the rotary. The first thing we're going to do is come over here to laser flat and change it to laser cylindrical. And we are going to switch it from roller to chuck. Now right here we need to put the perimeter of the cup, and we're going to measure that at the largest place of the cup. In my case, these cups measured 10.5 inches around at the largest portion of the cup. And now there's a couple placement things that you're going to need to know when you are using the chuck. How I try to keep this in my head is if you are looking at your screen and looking inside your machine, the first step you need to do is make sure that it is laid out the way it will be laid out in the machine. So I want Linda to go across the width of my cup, not up and down. So I'm going to have to rotate this 270 degrees so that the top of the cup is here and the bottom of the cup is here, the same way it will be laid out in the chuck. Now, when you are using the chuck, you also have to mirror the image. If you happen to have a Cricut, you're familiar with that term. It's the same thing that you do when you are using heat transfer vinyl or iron-on vinyl. You have to mirror the image. So you're going to click up here on reflect and reflect vertically so that the word is still in the place that I want it to be, but now it has been mirrored. And I do have another video on its way letting you know when you do and do not have to mirror an image. So if you want to make sure to catch that one, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Now this is the very first tumbler I had tried to engrave when I got my rotary attachment. And if you'll notice here, the first little test I did, the hello was backwards. That's how I learned that you have to mirror the image. But then also I had a problem lining it up. Even if I was framing the project, I was still having a little bit of problems sometimes lining them up. So I came up with a little trick, and we will do that with this cup that I'm working on now. The first thing you need to do is take a piece of heavy-duty aluminum foil. Now trust me, this sounds weird, but it's going to save you quite a few cups. Now I'm going to take the aluminum foil, and I just need it to be the width of the surface of the cup that we're engraving. So wrap it around the cup. And then I'm going to take a piece of washi tape. And I'm going to take one end of it and fold it down so I have a tab I can grab to remove the foil in a minute. And then we're going to take a piece of white copier paper. And I'm just going to fold it in half just because I don't need it the full length of the cup. And I'm going to put it right at the edge of where that stainless steel wraps around the cup. And I'm going to take another piece of washi tape. Make my little tab end, folding it in half right there. And tape the white paper to the cup. Now let's head over and put our cup in the machine. Now I'm going to take the tumbler and insert it into the chuck. And then tighten it down so that it's holding really firm. And then I'll bring my laser module and raise it up so that it'll clear the cup. I'm going to take the focusing foot from the other side here and pull that down and bring the laser module over to the center of the cup, and then get my focus set. Same thing like you would do cutting wood. Make sure that that focus foot is just slightly above the top of the tallest part of your cup. Secure it in place, put the foot up. And then what I like to do is take the crosshairs of the laser, if I can get us zoomed in down here. And I like to turn the cup a little bit and make sure that the line from the laser is running right along that line of the bottom of the stainless steel portion of the cup. That way I know I have the cup in pretty well centered. And it seems like it's doing fine. I'm going to take a quick measurement of the cup here. And the length from the tip of the stainless steel to the bottom is, roughly 5.5 inches. And I would like my design to be approximately 2¼ inches tall. So that is the space that I'm going to be working with. I'm going to loosen this white paper and slide it up a little bit closer to the top of the cup. It was down a little bit further than what I would like my design to be. And I will go ahead and this washi tape isn't seeming to hold that paper in place too well, so we're going to go ahead and overdo it a little bit. This is just a cheap washi tape, so it's not sticky enough. And it's not going to hurt anything with the cup to put it right in the path of our object here. Okay, that looks like that'll hold it in place pretty good. To do my 2½ inches, I want it to start approximately here. I'm just going to take another look here, and my width right here is 3.5, and I want that to be 2½, like we measured. Now it's going to be a little bit noisy now because I just turned on the air assist, but now we're going to go over here and select engrave. Now in order to do this paper test, we're going to change our power to 50%. We're going to leave the speed at 80. Everything else will be the same. We'll click process. And I have my focus dot at the center of my design and at the very top of the placement. So I'm going to select framing. And then we'll go ahead and frame it out. And that looks pretty good. And now we'll go ahead and select framing complete and start. And so we don't have to sit here and watch the entire design print on the cup. I'll go ahead and bring you back as soon as this is finished. I'm going to rotate the tumbler here so that I can take a good look at the design. And it looks really good. It looks like the placement is nice and even. I don't see any problems. We'll move this back to where it was. And we will go ahead and remove our paper. And see, you can take a look that it engraved on the paper, and there is a little bit that went through the paper, but that's where the aluminum foil comes in. And having the aluminum foil in place saved the cup. There are no markings whatsoever on the cup, and we are good to run our complete design now. So we'll go ahead and get it started again. Now to run the actual tumbler, I'm going to change my power to 75%, and I'm going to turn the speed down to 30. Everything else will stay the same, and I will click process. And there is no need to frame it since we just did our test. We'll click framing, framing complete, and start. And we'll go ahead and let the cup run and actually engrave the design onto the cup this time, now that we know everything is good. I'll get the air assist back on. And we'll hit start. Okay, we are all done. Let's go ahead and pull it out. And let's take it in and give it a clean up. Okay, I'm going to give it a little squirt of LA Awesome and a quick scrub here with, I didn't finish my sentence, a quick scrub here with a magic eraser. And we can rinse it off. And there we go, all set and ready to go. And here's a look at some of the other tumblers that I did for that order. And I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If there's anything else you'd like to see a tutorial on how to do, go ahead and leave me a note in the comments section below, and I'll see what I can do. But anyway, hope you have a great day. Take care, and I'll see you next time in the craft room.